Hello and namaskar. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a fearless leader for justice and equality, unfortunately passed away last month. She said, "Women belong in all those places where decisions are being made. And leadership is a place where a lot of key decisions are being made, but there are such few women leaders there, whether it's politics, technology, manufacturing, health, or education. Everything that impacts our lives and that of our future generations. The leaders we choose, the leaders we build, will determine our quality of life and those of our children." I'm Ipsita Kathuria, founder and CEO of TalentNomics India, and I'm delighted that you have registered for our upcoming conference on leading with grit and grace. TalentNomics India envisions gender parity at leadership. We believe that more women in leadership roles will encourage more women to join and stay in the workforce, thereby create a more equitable world for us all. The current situation has worsened the existing imbalance in gender parity. The lives and livelihood of women have been disproportionately impacted by the turmoil. We therefore wanted to push forward the dialogue about leadership needed for the future and the potential of women to be such leaders, so that our daughters and granddaughters can live in a more equitable world. Why should you spend 2 half days to attend this conference when there are so many demands on your time and so many different conferences out there? It's either because you are a leader, or want to be a leader, or want to have leaders who steer the world in the right direction, or because you have attended one or more of our previous conferences and enjoyed them. But there are more reasons why you should attend this conference and put it on your go-to list. This conference will help us reflect together on the kinds of leaders the world needs today. Leaders with both grit and grace. It will dive into what grit and grace mean in the current context and how do they manifest themselves. We have collated insights from amazing global on leading with grit and grace that will be shared with you before, during, and after the conference. We are confident this will encourage you to introspect about the kind of leader you want to be and the kind of leaders you want to see in this world. You will rarely find a congregation of so many global speakers from so many different sectors talking about how to build an inclusive leadership pipeline, leveraging technology, revamping policies, building new business models, and changing mindsets. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to our 5th annual conference on leading with grit and grace. This year, we are delighted to offer this conference along with the Japan office of Konrad-Adenauer-Stiftung, an office that has recognized the importance of women leaders as one of the 3 critical pillars of growth in the coming years. And here, my co-host, Rabea Brauer, is here to share some insights.
Thank you very much, Ipsita. It's good to see you. I am Rabea Brauer, your co-host, and really happy to welcome you to our conference, being jointly offered with TalentNomics India, and I am the director of the Konrad-Adenauer Foundation's office to Japan, and also in charge of the Asia-wide regional project concerning A, women leadership and participation in politics and business, B, multilateral trade and strengthen multilateralism, and C, future of work and its effects on youth employment and social structures. You can see that women are really very much the center of our work, which is why CAS has joined TalentNomics India in this conference. Enabling women is not only important for equality, no, it has also a profound effect on our economies. Lives and livelihoods would be so much better worldwide if women were given equal opportunities, if their rights were better protected, if employment and salaries were matching their qualifications and their male counterparts. How can we change this? Think this further and you understand that it takes more women in leadership positions to actually change this. We need more female lawmakers, we need more women in government positions, and we need the mothers as entrepreneurs and companies board members. Germany has been led by a strong woman for over 16 years. Has it done as good? Of course. And the European Central Bank is led by a woman. Have we gone bankrupt? No. The EU Commission is led by a woman, and yes, the EU is advancing on climate issues and integration. New Zealand, led by a marvelous young Prime Minister, stood as prime example for fighting COVID-19. Taiwan has smoothly been guided through heavy external political turmoil by a very brave woman. Do note that Taiwan, Germany, and New Zealand all were envied for steering their countries so well through the latest crisis. If we want more of those examples, we need to act. Women need access first and foremost. Men need to understand that quotas do not lead to extinction. So we all need to work for the same goal, which starts here and now and today with you. Over to you, Ipsita.
Thank you, Rabea. As Rabea just said, the world has faced a crisis of a magnitude that it has probably not seen before, and in spite of the most advanced technology, medicines, we have not been able to contain it for more than 10 months now. But if you look at countries with the lowest negative impact, we find it was governed by women leaders who had both grit and grace. Grit to accept the magnitude of the issue, take clear, bold, timely decisions, be persistent about the change they wanted to see in their countries, yet had the grace to listen to experts in the field, empathize with the hardships of the people, were inclusive and caring for all, communicated with compassion, and showed their own vulnerabilities, as we know who these leaders are. This by no means says that the male leaders do not fare well in the area of grit and grace, or that all women leaders have both grit and grace. But it certainly shows that women are as competent as male leaders in normal circumstances and even in the times of the worst crisis for the world. So why don't we have more women leaders in the world? For years now, data has been thrown around to show why more women leaders makes business sense, why more women in the workforce is good for each country, why women earning the same salary is better for the society and for the next generations. Yet, female labor force participation has been low and now has been disproportionately impacted by the pandemic. As Rabea rightly said, if we don't get gender parity at leadership, we may not be able to achieve equal female labor participation owing to the lack of role models and supportive systems. Over to you, Rabea.
Thank you very much, Ipsita. Just on the same tone, you will all be participating in this conference with 500 women and men from India, Bangladesh, and other South Asian countries, from Japan, Singapore, and other East Asian countries, Germany, UK, and other European countries. We hope to have at least 30 men in the discussions, as any discussion of leadership is not complete without participation of men who currently hold more than 80% of leadership positions. We have students, entrepreneurs, corporate professionals, and diplomats, civil society leaders, all in one virtual room gathered to discuss the leadership of tomorrow. We are especially honored to have Princess Mabel from Oranje as our keynote speaker, an exceptional change maker with an amazing story. Many of our speakers are top global leaders and work closely with other world leaders. Ambassador Melania Rabea was the Chief of Staff to Hillary Clinton. Dr. Arvind Subramanian was the Chief Economic Advisor to Narendra Modi. Shiv Khera, the inspirational guru, Rima Nanavati leads the largest Women Entrepreneurs Association. Karen Brown, the gender head of the World Bank, and so forth. And there are more. The list of top-class leaders sharing their insights in this conference is sheer endless. Over to you, Ipsita.
Thank you, Rabea. So stay tuned from now on and we'll bring to you insights of several successful leaders and experts that can help you shape your leadership journey and your perspective. Each day from today, you will hear many eminent thought leaders share their stories, answer your question, and help us deliberate on this critical issue. How suited are women to lead tomorrow's world, and how do we get them there? One thing I have to tell you, please come to this conference with both your brain and your heart. It is essential to learn with empathy as much as with your intellect. You will need to bring your emotions, your vulnerabilities, and your creativity to these 2 half days to really relate to the issue at hand. As Rabea said, each of us has a role to play in enabling women to reach their full potential. So let's start from today. And We promise you leave the conference with a new leadership framework that applies to this world and a roadmap for a more enriched, successful, and holistic life. So look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much from my side as well. Hope to see you soon.